What is up, guys? It is Battle Brother Alchem of the Black Templars here for the last time, as I'm sitting next to this Xenofilth.
I am a Jakara weaponsmith, Gershwan.
And today we're here to present you a Halloween themed for the greater...
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get those questions first.
For the Emperor.
Ooh,
It's hot in there.
It's hot, and then I burped, and I smelled my own burp, and it was disgusting. This question comes from All Might. He asks, what's your favorite bad guy from 40K? That's a good question, because there are a lot of bad guys, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Because the entire galaxy is full of bad guys.
I think Billy Eilish is my favorite bad guy.
Yeah. So I would have to give it to Wazdaka. He's my favorite antagonist in the entire 40K world just because he's a badass. He lights himself on fire, rides his bike of the apocalypse into the face of a what are they called, Titan, and blows it up. How badass is that? Like, that should strike fear into every guardsman's hearts.
What's the point of him being on fire, though?
I don't know. He just wanted to light himself on fire. It's like craziness, and yeah. I think just orcs in general are probably the best bad guys because there's so much fluff that you can add.
And they're like silly enough that you don't really take them serious, but that's when they get you.
Yeah. Another really funny one too is there was an orc that went into the warp. Turns out that he time traveled back in time right before he left, so his WAAAGH attacked his WAAAGH from the past just so that he can get another copy of his favorite gun. He obviously squashed the WAAAGH there.
But how do we know which WAAAGH was the original WAAAGH?
The one that won. So,
but didn't they lose also?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
It's just a stalemate, but you come out on top because you have two of your favorite guns.
Exactly. What about you? Who are your favorite antagonists?
Oh, it's hard because when I think about it, I think the worst antagonist of all of 40K is the God Emperor.
Yeah.
Heresy, I know, and I'm a freaking Black Templar for Halloween, right? But when you think about it, the Emperor could have done so much to make things better for the Imperium. Like, him being in the shadows and kind of almost being like a driver for the Imperium is kind of weird because it's like, yeah, you're trying to leave the Imperium to a better, brighter future, but at the same time, you're like hands off, but you're kind of guiding them. It's like, dude, just decide. And the whole thing about not telling the Primarchs about chaos, that's a big mistake. He was a dick to Angron specifically. Like, he could have avoided Angron to be this like angry bloodlust Primarch by just like helping out the rest of his gladiators instead of just plucking him during like the worst time possible. The whole thing with Magnus, that could have been avoided. So there's a lot that the Emperor did and didn't do that is he's to blame for all this.
Yeah.
So the Imperium sees him as like
a
savior, you know, the most pure being in existence. But when you look at it, it's a grim, dark universe because of him.
Yep, I agree. He is probably the top evil villain that you don't really suspect.
And after I just said that, I feel like I have to get my pain glove and get this heresy out of me.
Check out our 40 facts on pain gloves. That stuff is crazy.
It's like, I don't even want to go into it because chains and whips excite me.
There you go. This question comes from Enrich TV. Is it possible is possible a return of Sanguinius in 40K? Saludos desde España.
Oh, Spain, nice.
The other day I was at a ramen place, and this chick goes, "I just went to Spain and the food was super bland," and I was like, "What?"
That's COVID.
But yeah, Spanish food is probably some of the best food ever. And if you disagree, fuck you.
Whoa!
So can Sanguinius come back? He's probably going to come back, yeah.
I think it's rumored, because like the whole thing about Sanguinius was that he died to basically allow the Emperor to kill Horus.
Yeah.
And it's like this big like Horus was really close to Sanguinius. They were like best bros, and the whole fight and like the feelings and the whole storyline is kind of like stepped all over by saying, "Oh, he didn't die. He's in near death in stasis." So by GW saying that, it's like, well, they're not gonna kill off a Primarch like that when they could make a new sculpt and sell it and make money off of that. So it's like he is coming back. He isn't, but chances are he is.
I do think that it completely destroys his sacrifice.
Yeah. But at the same time, I really want to see a 40K version of Sanguinius.
Yeah, especially with the models now. Like Magnus the Red, his wings look amazing. So just imagine Sanguinius's wings. Turns me on.
Who doesn't?
That's true. Bring your feet sometimes.
Yeah, right.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, even if like Sanguinius doesn't come back as like this beautiful golden angel from like Forge World, it'd be really cool to see him come back as like a saint or like a Legion of the Damned type character where he's more like mummified, grim dark looking. That'd be cool too.
Yeah. I just, because of the direction that Games Workshop is going to, where they're trying to be more attractive to like a younger audience and not so much grim darkness, I really hope that they don't like bring him back and give him like a Gilliman type of outlook. Because I really hate the Gilliman model. The Gilliman model is terrible. That pose.
The proportions.
No, what is he doing? Yeah, he's doing like some weird stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. Next question.
Pedro Revecci. As dumb as this sounds, do you guys think it's possible to sneak into Slanesh's realm and give Slanesh a good slap on the bum without getting killed or having your back broken? Wink, wink. Yeah, I think it's possible, especially if Slanesh wants it to happen. He and or she, or they, will be like, "Oh, I don't see you. Oh, my bum isn't exposed." And then slap.
Yep.
And then you'll get your back broken.
Yeah. This next question comes from Joe B. Have you guys ever thought about streaming some of the new Warhammer 40K games that have been coming out recently? Yeah, I have. I've never been into video games. Dawn of War was something that I was into, but the reason that I used to play video games as a kid was I loved the fact that we would all get together and play like shooting games and stuff like. But we were on the same room.
Yeah, we were playing Halo split screen.
Yeah, that was fun. And nowadays with like, you
can't really do that.
No.
You gotta play online.
Yeah, like you would be weird if you're like, hey, come over so we can play like.
FIFA together.
Yeah, like that's
it's
just
like,
weird.
Bro, I'll just turn on my Xbox.
Yeah, and that's stupid. I don't know why people are like that. Like I even like 40K because it is a weekly reunion with all your friends. I was gonna say boys, but that sounds a little gay. So
and that's all right.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Did we answer his question? Yeah. So kind of. You do.
I do.
You stream.
No, I don't stream.
Oh, but like you post the gameplay.
Yeah. I was thinking about like Twitch and stuff like that. But when I look at the games that 40K has, like there's very few good ones. There's a lot of meh ones, and there's a few bad ones. But I'm very interested in that one horror, like first-person shooter
with
game.
4.
Yeah, that's coming out. So maybe that.
We should do it. Because we have a friend who just recently started streaming on Twitch, and I've seen his Twitch streams. I kind of understand why people watch that stuff. Like, it would make sense if you are interested in the game, number one, and number two, if the person is interesting. And yeah, so like, I think that could be interesting, and obviously the content is going to be desirable to you guys because it's Warhammer. So like, we can go through because you're in a hive city, right?
It looks Underhive. Like Underhive, yeah.
Yeah. So like, we can stop and be like, hey, look, this is a smelt rat. You see how it's gnawing through my arm?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we could always explore these avenues. I mean, who knows? Maybe OnlyFans next.
Definitely. If we did start an OnlyFans, how many of you guys would sign up? Be honest. Comment down below. Next question.
This one's by Kyle Gardner. If I started collecting my own minis, could I use some Age of Sigmar warriors and call it my own faction? I mean, yeah, I mean, who's gonna say no? But at the same time, you also got to think that like, if you're gonna play in tournaments or like planning on playing like at the store, if you get Age of Sigmar minis, you have to play Age of Sigmar rules.
Yeah.
Because I know even at some GW stores, you have to play the model as it is. Like they don't even allow conversions.
Yeah.
So, or if you want to just play, kitchen table with your friends, that's perfectly fine too.
True that.
Is that true? Leken Munoz. What will happen when the Imperium wastes all of its resources? It's pretty much the same thing they're doing now. They're going to colonize more worlds, invade other Xenos, take what they can to keep that war engine going.
And they don't live good lives. Most hive planets or hive worlds have recycled air.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's that bad that like even the air itself is just air that somebody else has been breathing, which is kind of like what we have. But like you're basically in an airplane the entire time with no filter.
Dang, no Instagram?
No Instagram.
Yeesh.
This one is not a question, but it comes from somebody all the way to Z2. He says, if you watch these videos carefully, the one on the right keeps giving the one on the left nervous, appraising glances.
Which one's right and left?
I don't know. Which one's giving appraising glances?
Because they may seem nervous, but I think it's just horniness.
Yeah. I'm telling you guys, comment down below how many of you guys would like an OnlyFans.
Yeah, because I was thinking, like, what should I be for Halloween? Like, before I saw this Templar helmet. And I was like, I should just be depressed for Halloween. I'm like, but that's what everybody's going as this year.
I know.
I'm like, what about horny? I'm like, yeah, I could always go with that.
That's actually a really good thing. Just because I'm trying to come up with a costume idea for Halloween. I'm just going to put on a horn. Oh, what are you? Horny.
Oh, me too. And it's like, whoa, why is your horn down there?
And bam.
Mm-hmm. That's how I met your mother.
There you go. This question comes from Lord Devilfish. Do the Sisters of Battle have an equivalent in Warhammer Fantasy? No.
No, because they have, like, the Stormcast Eternals are both male and female.
Right.
Like, they don't use gene seed or anything like that. They're just warriors that Sigmar has deemed worthy to be in his army, plucked them out, and basically imbued them with magic.
Mm-hmm. Next question.
This one is by Din Tran. How would you guys feel if the Tyranid homeworld was a massive, giant living planet that slowly just drifted around eating things?
That'd be cool. I like that concept.
Mm-hmm. Reminds me of Ego from Marvel.
Yeah. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I'll be okay with that. I mean, it's open its mouth and all these like Tyranid tendrils come out.
Yeah. It's better than having a planet that's basically a man in the fetal position.
That's pretty cool too.
This question comes from Ty Shingleton. Who was your favorite Space Marine and why?
Dante.
I knew it.
Dante of the Blood Angels. He's really old. He's an OG. He's pretty much the second in command after Gilliman, and he's got some really cool armor with nipples on it.
Yeah. Who doesn't like a good nipple?
Right.
A pierced nipple.
That's what I would have said a few years ago. But no, my favorite one is Draco.
Oh, it's Draco now?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's always been Draco. Like, between those two, it shifts. But I think Draco comes out on top of just how OP he is.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. He's my favorite.
Yeah. I feel like because I'm an Imperial Fist player, I need to say Lysander. But I don't really like Lysander. His story is like, he's an asshole.
He doesn't listen. He's very, what's
ego-driven?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the whole cage, Battle of the Cage or whatever.
Yeah. So I don't think I have a favorite Space Marine.
Not even Pedro Cantor?
No.
Ay, 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 ay.
You know what? I don't know his lore that much. I just know he's everywhere. And he kills orcs.
Mm-hmm. You got a fist.
A red fist.
Para puñetar.
Para puñetazos. Next question.
Bunny Hop. Is the Demonkulaba the scariest thing in 40K? I mean, it's the nastiest, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's pretty gruesome, disgusting. Mm-hmm. The images are gross.
Yeah, I don't like body horror, and I think that's why it, like, I get so much disgust out of it.
Yeah, that's how I feel about the Gilliman model.
Those proportions.
Yeah, it makes me cringe more than these videos. when I watch him later on.
I heard the word cringe makes you cringe.
Yeah, cringe makes me cringe.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want crackers for some reason.
But yeah, the Demonkulaba is probably up there. Because there's other like ghastly things and like nasty stuff that's in the 40K lore, but it's not like in your face. Like there's still a lot of people that have no idea what the Demonkulaba is because, like you were saying earlier, 40K is going in a direction of more kid friendly.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's good and bad because the wider audience that 40K appeals to, the more money coming into GW, the more things we'll be getting, such as new models, terrain, and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But it's like going away from its roots. Like if you look at like the Blanchitsu start of art, that's very like grim dark. Death of Hope, that's very grim dark too. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's good or bad.
Yeah. What was his original question?
Is the Demonkulaba the scariest thing in 40K?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I was gonna say when you were saying that, there are a lot of things that are scary in 40K and we kind of just glance over because it's so grimdark.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, the Tyranids and having their what are the pools of just
the bio acid.
Yeah, that's fucking disgusting when you think about it. Like there are probably people being thrown in them.
Like liquefying and then getting sent to the hive mind.
Yeah, so it's like in Terminator when like he drops down into the lava. Doesn't he give a thumbs up or something?
Something like that.
Yeah, but it's like that. But instead of an android going in there, it's a human being, and he's screaming because his body's being
liquefied.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I think of liquefaction, I think of that scene in RoboCop where like the toxic acid gets dropped in the dude, and he's like melting, and a car hits him, and he just like explodes.
I don't think I've seen RoboCop, but that sounds badass.
RoboCop is really gruesome.
No.
You see all the little like whenever somebody gets shot, it's like a spray of like blood.
I get RoboCop and Judge Dredd mixed up.
Judge Dredd is really good. That is a good movie, a good example of like a 40K. Was it Arbiter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the old one or the new one?
Probably. Well, not the one with Sylvester Stallone in it.
Oh.
The one that has well, I don't know what his name is, the main actor dude. But it came out a few years ago.
Okay, so the newer one?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least I think it's a newer one.
Mm-hmm. I need to check it out.
Definitely. You'll like it. It's good.
This next question comes from MVL. Could Kaldor Drago permanently kill Lucius the Eternal?
Yes, because I love him and he will do anything.
For you?
Well, I'm going to think it's for me. Yeah, definitely. He can kill him. Will he become him? Who knows?
Yeah.
Because there's been pretty much nothing that's able to stop Drago. The only way to stop him is to like trap him in the warp. But even then,
which is what they did, yeah.
Yeah. Even then, he can still come out, help, go back in, kill bloodthirsters without the use of any weapons, forge their freaking demon weapons into his own sword with just his warp powers. That's crazy.
You know what? Sometimes I wonder if like Matt Ward actually did that on purpose. Like he's gonna let him stay in the warp as like a general to the army of the light, and then when the Emperor does become a god, he's gonna be out there, or he's gonna come back out, leading this new army.
I'd be even okay with like the Emperor reincarnating into Drago's body.
I wouldn't, but yeah.
I'd be okay with anything that happens to Draco. Even if you kill him, I'll be like, yeah, but he did all this.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think if he died, that would be nice.
I mean, it still doesn't erase everything that he did.
Right. And I think it even makes it better.
But it stops anything else from happening, anything crazy.
Well, I think it makes it better, too, because, like, just recently, this past Saturday, that UFC guy,
he retired, right?
Yeah, he retired, and he had a 29-0 record, and it's one of those situations where it's like, that's nice. Like, if he really does retire and it's not for show, which I don't think it is, like,
he's undefeated.
Yeah, and it just creates, like, this...
Khabib, that's his name.
Yeah, it's nice to just put him in basically a pedestal, a box, and just be like, nope, this was it. He's done. So, yeah.
Yeah, because what happens if he goes for another bout and he loses it? It's like, he could have retired undefeated.
Yeah. And it's just nice to see things end, I guess, too.
Mm-hmm. But watch Drago will himself to life or something like that.
Yeah. This last question is going to be from PB Unit. If you die in a dream, do you die in real life?
No. Don't tell Freddy that.
I've died in my dreams, and I'm here.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever died in my dream.
Yeah. I usually just wake up or like.
Wait, are you here? And you just like phase out.
Yeah, but dematerialize. But yeah, I think you'll be fine. You know what you should do is try to take control of your dream. What is that called? Lucid dreaming. Because then you can just not die and just become a space marine. That's what I would do after I learned to fly.
Oh, I think that's everybody's like first.
Yeah, I'm a fly.
But it's like, why fly when you can teleport?
Because you don't experience. So would you rather teleport or fly?
Teleport.
So would I. Damn. Yeah. What about you guys? Comment down below.
Flying or teleportation.
And those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, please comment down below. Thank you guys so much for listening.
This has been the Sound Alchemist, aka Templar.
Gershwan, and I forgot that we were doing the Halloween thing. Jakara Weaponsmith Gershwan.
And we are out.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.